launch himself or anything like that. He knows to clear his head, open up, lead with the shoulder, proper technique. Being that he plays both sports. Anyway, he's over in the Olympics right now. They played Brazil the other day, and he scored a try. A try in rugby is basically like a touchdown in the NFL. So not only did he score in this game, which is pretty cool, good for him. The Patriots organization are all watching him, supporting him. They cleared him to go do this so he wouldn't lose his spot being in training camp and preseason now. By the way, Tom Brady is not playing in their first preseason game this week. They're going to let Garoppolo take that. But he also got a yellow card in the game, Ebner did, for running over a player from Brazil. I mean, go check the video out of this. He really does. He just runs him over. It's pretty good. I liked it a lot. Good to see him over there competing. The bad. This is just bad. We can't hear anything from Joey Bosa. It's been over 12 days now. The Chargers and Bosa have not had negotiations. And we hear now from his mommy. He's supposed to be a grown man. He's supposed to be playing a grown man's game. Well, a grown man's version of a kid's game. Getting ready to get paid grown man money. And now his mommy's out there saying they should have pulled an Eli Manning and refused to go to the Chargers. Well, the Chargers now own your draft rights until next year. Can't trade them anymore. That deadline passed. You now look like a fool, young man, because you got your mom out there talking your business for you. You're not in there with your teammates. You're not building for anything. You're not living up to the hype of the J.J. Watt, next J.J. What is your goal here? It's guaranteed money. It's preset. If you're not getting it all this year, guess what? You're going to get the rest of the guarantee. Then you can work out a new deal. That's how it works. You have to play before you get paid. You need to tell your mommy to be quiet. Handle your business, son. Go out and play football if that's what you want to do. If not, pack your bags and go find something else. And the ugly. The ugly this week is the dirty Sanchez that is the Denver Broncos quarterback situation, okay? And I'm talking not only about Mark Sanchez, the pun is intended, but Trevor Siemian and Paxton Lynch, okay? You got three quarterbacks. This week they listed two quarterbacks as the co-number ones, which means they have no number one. All you hear about is how the past week to 10 days, Trevor Siemian has been outperforming Sanchez in practice. But Sanchez is the veteran. I would not go with Sanchez. I've said this on the show before. I didn't believe Sanchez would be the starter come September 4th. Or September 8th. On that Thursday night opener against Carolina. I don't see it. His career has been a joke. Yes, he got teams to the AFC Championship game. No, it wasn't him that got them there. He was on those teams. He made less boneheaded mistakes then. Now he's so far in his head and so worried that he's going to do that it just happens. He can't go through progressions. This is why I was so adamant when they were comparing him against Stafford, since they came out in the same draft, and saying he might be the better quarterback, about how wrong everybody was. In no way is he even in Stafford's league as a quarterback in the NFL. He came from a dominant college program that was so full of talent, everybody just thought, oh, maybe he'll be the next Carson Palmer. That's what they thought about Matt Leinart. Well, where has his career been? This is a guy who was on the same team with the New York Jets that they traded Tebow to. We got rid of Tebow but got him? Come on now. That's just wrong. Now you got a game coming up Thursday against the Bears. Former Broncos coach, former Bronco players over there. It's going to be, a good preseason game to watch. They're giving Sanchez, because he's the veteran, the start. out of, I guess, respect for his career, which, whatever. Trevor Simeon's going to come in after that. And this number 1 draft pick, first-round guy, Paxton Lynch, is supposed to get the second half. I'm going to be most interested in the second half. Even though he's going to be playing with, third-string guys and guys that aren't going to make the team, that's the guy I want to see play. There was a lot of talk you might see him come in by week 10. I thought that would be good because, after a bye week, if you're going to make a change, something like that, that's a good time to do it. Then I started thinking, why would you wait till that late in the season to make a change? You don't have the confidence in anybody on your roster right now to go, okay, you're the number 1. So they're on thin ice to start the season already, whoever gets it, Simeon or Sanchez. I think what's going to happen is you're going to see Paxton Lynch by week 5 or 6. Maybe that early in the season. With this defense and the potential of this running game, if the Broncos' offensive line can stay healthy, you got a guy who can roll out, do the bootlegs. You could probably even do some boot passes back to him and have somebody who can throw ball back to Paxton Lynch going down the side with his speed. They did it with Elway back in the day. And then the news comes out that everybody thinks Aqib Talib's going to serve an 8-game suspension. And this most likely is his last year in Denver. Most likely. Unless he's willing to play for less money, doesn't serve an 8-game suspension, or just has a monster year. So they got a lot going on in Denver. For defending Super Bowl champions, it's been a very much an uphill battle for them publicly in this offseason. Another game coming up on Friday night that I'm excited about, I will be tuning in, is the Lions and Steelers preseason game. I love preseason football. I know, you don't get to see a lot of guys that are going to play during the regular season get a lot of playing time. And they shouldn't be. They don't need it. There shouldn't be 4 preseason games. There shouldn't be teams that play 5 preseason games. There should be 2 preseason games. They should be less expensive than regular season games. The concessions should be less than regular season games, just as a thank you to the fans. But I love preseason football. It's football nonetheless. I love seeing the guys on the back end of the order and seeing, trying to pick out who might make the team, who might get picked up somewhere else, and seeing guys who I think maybe I could play as good as had I been able to play that long or gotten the opportunity based on what I remember my skill set being, which at this point I haven't played a down of football in, I think, almost 17 years now. So take that for what it's worth. But I love, all football. If I can catch a game, I'll catch a game. And I'll be watching my Lions this week against the Steelers. They practiced against each other this week, and my boy Darius Slay got taken to school by Antonio Brown, by all reports. Got burnt. 3 plays in a row, which is good for him because he just signed a big deal. He might have had a big head. He needed to be knocked down. He still needs to work hard. He's not one of the top guys in the league. He's right in the middle of the pack. Now Pittsburgh's not going to start most of their starters Friday night, which, cool, doesn't mean nothing. I still want to see what they got going on. They're still going to play some of their rookies. We're still going to play our rookies. I got to see what A. Robinson's going to do at defensive tackle. I want to see if big hit Killebrew can make a play in the defensive backfield. I'd like to see Cody Wick make a couple plays at tight end, since we're thin at tight end and Ebron's hurt and Pettigrew's hurt. So I'm going to be watching. I want to see if Decker gets taken off the left tackle. If the defensive ends are just, burning around him or not. Outside linebackers for Pittsburgh. How does the new offensive line we put together work? I mean, I expect, the defensive side, Ziggy's going to get a few plays. You might get our starters out there for a series or 2. But it's going to be great. It's going to be great. Can't wait. Another thing going on, I don't know if you guys know about this or not, but the Olympic Games are going on, right? You guys been following the Olympic Games? You've been watching NBC's coverage, checking it out online, following the social feeds, any of that? If you haven't, you need to check it out. It's been a pretty special Olympics. The USA, so far, they're dominating. They're leading the medal count. When I put the show together today, they had a total of 27 medals. I believe they're up to 29 medals now. They have 10 gold, 8 silver, and 9 bronze when I put the show together. I think now they're up to 9 silver as well, which I saw just a little bit ago. So the medal count's amazing. I mean, the next closest person in total medals is China at 17. So we're up 10 on them in the total count. In gold, it's China. They're at 8. We're at 10. Silver is Russia. We're at 8. They're at 7. Bronze, Japan has 10, and we're at 9. So, I mean, it's been amazing to watch. Right now, we have Carrie Walsh Jennings is the U.S. beach volleyball game that's going on right now. Her and her partner are playing Sweden. She's undefeated in Olympic Games. 23-0 so far. She's only lost one match. She's like 45-1 in match totals. I mean, it's amazing what's going on with the athletic accomplishments in the Olympics this year. In the pool, what Michael Phelps is doing. Okay, here's a fact for you. Michael Phelps has tied a record with 12 individual medals, gold medals, that was set in 152 BC by Leonidas of Rhodes. Now, soak that in for a minute. I already told you about he's got more golds than 186 countries. But he has now tied an Olympic record from 152 BC by Leonidas of Rhodes with the 12 individual gold medals. That goes back a ways. Before the modern games. The people who looked that up really had to search for it. He has 21 medals so far in his career in the Olympic Games, with 3 more events this year. Okay? That 21 medals is the same number of wins that the Cleveland Browns have since October of 2011. Just for some perspective of his dominance of the Olympics. This is his 5th Olympic Games. The guy who was supposed to challenge him for the 200 butterfly the other night. How do you say his name? Chad Lacloy of South Africa. He didn't even place. He didn't show. He came in 4th or 5th. Phelps blew him out of the water. I mean, we've seen the picture, the evil face. It's the Olympic meme that's going around everywhere. He got mad. You don't get the best ever mad. I debated with you guys on a previous show whether or not he was the best Olympian ever. And to this point, after watching his performance this year, it's almost like you forget how great they are because you only see him every 4 years unless you really follow the individual sports. And you forget. But when you see it in his 5th Olympics, how he's dominating, that competitive spirit, the focus, the desire, the intensity, the athletic prowess. It's amazing. And I have to say, he is, in modern games, the best Olympian there ever was. Over Michael Johnson, over Carl Lewis, Jim Thorpe, Jesse Owens, the guys that I tried to argue for previously. He's not just the most decorated and the most accomplished. He is the best. But who's coming up on his heels is a young Katie Ledecky. She's 19. And not only is she dominating her events, she finishes, turns around, and waits for her competitors to get there. It's amazing watching her in the pool. If you get a chance, she swims tonight. Check it out. I'm telling you, you will not be disappointed watching these people in the pool. It's amazing. It's just fun to watch. And at 19, She's a 3 or 4 time Olympic